Hi and welcome to part 3 of this time-lapse tutorial of this long-haired miniature dachshund. So we are coming in on this gorgeous blonde chest fur, and this is one of the bits that I've been the most excited about the whole way through the portrait. So again, if you'd like to watch this in real time, please do check out the real-time video on my Patreon where I go through everything as it happens, and this video is just under 3 hours, I think, in real time. So this gorgeous blonde fur, as you can see, there's black fur going into it. But the reason why I wanted to do the blonde fur first is because if I'd put in the black, it could have really ended up, muddying that space up quite significantly. So what I've done is I've gone in with a sort of a burnt umber type color. It's the Stabilo 635, I think. It's quite like a walnutty brown, like a dark brown. Just to go in between it. So there is a level of contrast, but I didn't want to get a black in and then really muddy up that space. So I wanted to just stick to the sort of the brown tones and then go in with the black when I was sure about where I wanted those sort of shadows to be going in. And I wanted to just basically get down those beautiful sort of bright yellow and white tones first so that they didn't get lost and we didn't lose that lovely vibrancy. I spoke about this in one of the other videos. If you want something to be really, really bright and really vibrant and you want it to be like really white, you want to get that color down first, because even though you can work in pastels in an order in which it lets you layer white on top of other colors, it will never look quite as vibrant as if you put it down first. So I'm now moving on to the rest of the body, and this is an area that's in a really deep dark shadow. So those sort of blonde bits of fur, which are so much lighter on the left-hand side, are in a really sort of orangey shadow over here. And I loved the fact that it was that really vibrant orange. Even though it's in the shadow, it's a really strong, lovely color that really makes this pop off of the page. And it was such a fun color to be able to pick up and use on a pet portrait. And as you can see, I'm using those really deep dark red tones to go in for the shadows, and I'm using lovely orange pencils to go in to get that sort of fur definition and detail in, it was just a really nice color to bring to this, and it really still makes that side of the body pop. Even though it is in that shadow, it still looks really vibrant and it draws the viewer's eye in. So this was a really good element to work on to sort of show that you do see some definition and detail in the shadow, but then the rest of it is very much in that shadow area, and so you're not seeing much of what's going on. Because if you look at the area above sort of where that orange fur is, it's just a black clump really. You can't see particularly much. And I didn't want to go in adding detail that we couldn't particularly see, because it would just look really, really strange to have all this definition and detail that's in a dark shadow that in real life you would not be able to see. So at the moment, I'm just tidying up that sort of body area, and I'm just getting those overlapping bits of hair in, and then moving down to the back of the body and to the other paw. So I love these cute paws and the way that they really, really set this body off. So I'm just doing the sort of the leg detail that's curling around, again, using those lovely orange tones and those sort of burnt oranges and those reds, and just starting to go in and get that definition in on the paw. So I marked in where the claws are first, and then I'm starting to sort of mark in whereabouts the dark colors of this are, just to give us an idea of what we're drawing as we're drawing it. So it just gives the eye a way of adjusting, so you know where your darks are, where your lights are. It's just getting in a basic map to follow, so that when you start to go in and get the definition in, you can sort of see what you're doing, so you don't lose track of where things are. And you'll see there's some gorgeous highlights on this paw. So you've got really, really bright yellows, close to almost sort of white tones popping out, because that paw is in the light. And it just really helps with the bringing this to life and the depth and just making it pop off the page. So you'll see I've changed the camera angle now and starting to work on that final ear and the right side of the body. So I left all of this to last, mostly because I am right-handed and I work from left to right as a general rule. And also because I like to put in the layers at the back first and then put in the bits that overlap over them. But the bits that were overlapping over the top of this, so the fur that comes over the top or swoops over it, didn't need to be put in advance. It could wait until I had put this in and then swoop over afterwards. So this is a back layer to other sections, but it didn't necessarily need to be put in much earlier, because those sections that overlap could be put in at a later date, if that makes sense. And I'm just getting in the black side of the body, just the definition of it with the black pencils, just to tidy it up really. And then it's whiskers, and then you will see the final portrait on your screen in a second. I really hope you liked this one. I hope you enjoyed it and this time lapse has been helpful. If you would like to follow along in real time on Patreon, I do have all of the reference materials listed that I've used, and I do supply the reference photo and the outline drawing, and I talk through in real time everything that I'm doing. So I hope this was helpful. Please do hit subscribe if you like my YouTube videos, or head over to my Patreon if you'd like to see the real time ones. So I will see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.